Traders, I'm excited to share some fresh ideas, my top ideas for the upcoming week, and I'm going to be outlining my exact thought process and entry and exit plans for those ideas. Now, I believe they could all make significant directional moves for the upcoming week, so stick around as I go through each of them in detail. Last week was another solid week with some of the standout performers from the watch list being GME and Tesla, along with several others, which did see some directional momentum moves and conformed pretty well to the laid out plans. Now, here are some of the fresh ideas for the upcoming week, which is going to be a shortened week. And look, admittedly, I'm a little bit less excited about the upcoming week than I was for previous weeks. So I'm definitely lowering my expectations, willing to just take what the market gives and move on. So that being said, I'll be less aggressive. And as of right now, barring any changes or any fresh significant developments in the market, or in some significant developments in isolated names that are on my watch list. All right, so the first idea is going to be a range play in GME. This continues to work. It's a standout name from last week, and conformed well to the plan and key levels to trade against. First was the short on Monday, as I went over in detail in the Inside Access meeting, and then came the long, which was a really good swing opportunity and swing trade, which I captured. Now going forward for GameStop, what I'm thinking going forward, nothing has really changed for me. With an upcoming catalyst, we have the shareholder meeting. It's as good as time as ever to simply be reactive and prepared with key levels in mind. So as the stock continues to provide range and opportunity as it has around key support and key resistance, it's going to remain on my radar until that changes. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be considering short-term trades, putting on a short if the stock pushes into last week's high, plus potential resistance around, you have 33.70 last week's high, 34 to 35 as a potential resistance zone. If we push into that area and fail, I'll definitely be looking for a reactive short. On the flip side, I'm going to be thinking about long trades as I did last week, with a long near 24, getting out near 31, 32. I'm going to be looking for any support and some held bids near 25, some higher lows for a short-term long scalp. Now, below support, below 25 and above resistance zone of 35-ish, we could get an outlier move, and as a result, I would be hands-off. All right, so I'll be hands-off and I would let it develop without being involved. I would only look to be reactive thereafter. For example, if the stock breaks over 35, who knows? We could get a push near 40, low 40s, mid 40s, towards some outer lines where I would be interested in a short. And if we push and hold over 35 and spend some time consolidating, I'd be interested in a long scalp. But these are more short-term trades, reactive. As I've said, apart from my long swing that I had last week, I'm not looking to be involved on the swing side. It's more short-term reactive trades. One that I am looking to be involved for a swing is ARM. On the daily, we had a nice failed breakout attempt last week on Friday. I closed out a long swing that I had on Friday, one that I did discuss again in detail inside Access. But going forward, I'm now looking for a potential short swing after the stock sells off. And, it displayed some relative weakness after the announcement of being added to the NASDAQ 100 index. So for me, a failed move higher on positive news and sector strength, it could lead to a fast move lower in the coming days. So for me, what am I looking for? Here's my plan. So suppose the stock fails to reclaim its developing 2-day or developing multi-day VWAP over the coming days, VWAP from Friday. It continues to show some relative strength versus the overall sector, the semi-sector, and it maybe fails to reclaim the 160, 161 zone. If any of those scenarios, or if all of them play out, I might look to get short versus the high of day or the previous lower high on the 5-minute time frame. I'd be targeting moves towards, my initial target would be towards 150s, towards potential support from last week. So that would be a move towards 150s. And after that, I'm going to be taking risk off, locking in some profits, and I will ideally look to trail my stop using lower highs or a VWAP reclaim intraday, depending on the momentum, depending on the price action. So being a little bit fluid there, and targeting a move essentially towards the sort of high to mid 140s for the ultimate target zone on this. Now, in additional ideas for the upcoming week, LGVN. This has been a tricky small cap. It's definitely, it's had some positive coverage. It's had some news last week, and it's definitely caught some shorts off guard throughout the week. I've had some good short-term long scalps, short scalps in this. It's been a good trader if you're just reactive around key levels without trading a bias, which is, the big takeaway when and if you are trading the stock. No need to have a bias. Important to be flexible and reactive around key levels until you get a huge change of character and a backside. So it's important to know what that looks like as well. So going forward, I'm going to just monitor price action around this 380 zone, around 380 to 4 on Friday's high for any failed follow-through attempts, looking to be reactive on the short side thereafter. And ideally, this blows up one more time. We get a push 450, maybe even 5 for a bigger picture opportunity. And look, I'm essentially, with all of that being said, I will look to avoid the stock if there's no clear setup, no exhaustive move, no reactive opportunity around key levels. Then it would just be an avoid for me. All right, then we have Reddit. And Reddit, a bit of a failed follow-through name from last week on the breakout last week. But I'm going to continue to monitor this as long as we are able to continue to hold this uptrend, ideally base over 60 and reclaim its 5-day base over 60. That would be ideal for me. And then I'd look to initiate a swing more aggressively there. And then, lastly, just semis, whether we're looking at SMH, whether we're looking at SOXL, NVIDIA, in a tape where NVIDIA is leading, it's definitely leading the market. I don't want to be the one trying to pick a top, all right? Excuse this wick. But, NVIDIA, SMH, SOXL, they are definitely beginning to show significant signs of being in overbought territory here, and certainly due a pullback. So going forward, I'm definitely going to be on higher alert for some profit taking, for some potential sector rotation, and looking to be reactive there, and then potentially thereafter initiate a swing depending on what the market internals and depending on what that price action is looking like. So that is everything for the week. Shortened week. Looks like it might be a bit of a trickier week, a good week to be open-minded, a good week not to be too biased, to be flexible, and of course always focus on risk management, most importantly. Let me know if you have anything else on your watch list that you think I should have on my watch list. I'd love to know those ideas. I'd love to know your plans and what made you look at those specific stocks and setups. So let me know, drop it in the comments. I wish you all a great week trading, and I'll see you next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of S&B Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part? You don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.